What if I told you that the strongest move a man can make isn't to argue, plead, or fight for her, but to walk away in silence? No explanation, no drama, no final words. Just gone. Would you believe that silence can echo louder than shouting? That leaving without a word can speak volumes? This isn't weakness. It's self-respect. It's emotional discipline. It's what high-value men do. Masculine men don't chase. They know when to stay, and they know when to walk. Welcome to Stoic Blessing. Today, we break down the myths that keep men emotionally trapped. The modern world often tells men to always explain, to stay available, to seek approval. But true strength isn't found in validation, it's found in knowing your worth and refusing to beg for love. Real masculine energy doesn't need attention. It commands presence, and then it disappears when that presence isn't valued. Let me tell you about a man. He gave everything: his time, his loyalty, his trust. He was there when she needed someone. He forgave when she disrespected. He believed love meant holding on no matter the cost. But when she left, replaced him, or stopped caring, he broke, not just from heartbreak, but from the realization that giving everything still wasn't enough. That being kind, available, and devoted didn't make him the one. It made him easy to leave. But then he changed. He didn't send long messages. He didn't beg. He didn't chase. He simply went quiet. She expected emotion. She got peace. She expected pursuit. He gave space. And when she looked back, she didn't see the man still waiting. She saw the man walking away. That's when the power shifted. This isn't about games, it's about growth. Stoicism teaches us to control our emotions instead of being controlled by them. Emotional intelligence teaches us that walking away isn't cruelty, it's clarity. Combine both, and you become untouchable, not because you stopped with feeling, but because you started respecting yourself. This video is your guide: 10 hard truths every man must learn after heartbreak. This isn't for the man still begging for closure. This is for the man ready to stop explaining his worth and start rebuilding his life. Alone doesn't mean broken. It means focused. So if you're done giving your all to people who didn't see your value, if you're ready to stop bleeding for those who watched you suffer, then hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below with this: I choose peace over proving my worth. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Feel it once, never again. Heartbreak is pain, but pain isn't your enemy. It's your mentor. When she left, it felt like the air got ripped from your lungs. You kept replaying the final words: I need space. That sudden distance. That moment you realized you were no longer her priority. That pain, that's not weakness. That's your signal. That's your body telling you something needs to change. Not just in how she treated you, but in what you allowed. A masculine man feels deeply, but he bleeds only once. He doesn't live in the wound. He doesn't spiral in the what-ifs. He feels it, he faces it, and then he uses it. Most men suffer longer than they have to because they resist the pain. They distract themselves with scrolling, with fake smiles, with rebounds, with vices. But that only stretches the suffering. You want to heal. Sit with it, let it cut deep, let it burn through the illusions. Let it teach you what to never accept again. This is where Stoicism begins. Marcus Aurelius said, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Translation: it's not her walking away that's destroying you. It's the fantasy you created around her. You believed she was the one. You thought she made you whole, but the truth is you were always complete without her. The heartbreak didn't break you. It woke you up. The strongest men in history, kings, warriors, philosophers, they weren't shaped by comfort. They were forged in pain. Not because they ran from it, but because they owned it. And so will you. You're not broken. You're being rebuilt. And the man that's coming, he doesn't beg. He doesn't chase. He doesn't explain. He evolves. If you're done treating pain like proof of love, and ready to feel it once and never again, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below: I rise through the pain. Number 2. Silence speaks louder than anger. You think you need to say something. That one last message. That perfect closure. That moment to tell her how much she hurt you. Maybe then she'll understand. Maybe then she'll come back. No, that's exactly what she expects. She expects a reaction, an emotional breakdown, a long dramatic message. But high-value men don't give the performance. They give silence. Silence isn't weakness. It's control. It's the move of a man who no longer needs to convince anyone of his worth. It's how you reclaim your power. No explanations, no debates, just quiet removal. In dark psychology, silence creates a psychological vacuum. The mind hates unresolved space. It fills the gaps with doubt, with what-ifs, with unfinished business. And when you say nothing, she hears everything. She replays it, she questions it, she feels it. This is where curiosity becomes regret, where detachment becomes dominance. When you respond with silence, you stop trying to win her backhand, start winning yourself back. Stoicism teaches that anger is easy, it's expected, but silence is discipline, it's emotional mastery, and it's unforgettable. So don't raise your voice, raise your standards. Let her last memory of you be silence, not weakness, not rage. Stillness.com/unbothered, because when a man can walk away without a word, without closure, without flinching, it flips the entire narrative. That's silence. It echoes louder than any apology, louder than any scream, and it's the one sound she'll never forget. If you're done reacting and ready to move with power, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My silence is my power. Number 3. Stop explaining yourself. Every time you explain yourself to someone who's already made up their mind, you lose ground. You turn dignity into negotiation. You try to prove your love, your loyalty, your worth, when none of that should have ever needed proof in the first place. Let me make this clear. The moment you start pleading your case, you've already lost it. She left, she pulled away, she created distance. That was the message. You don't need to decode it. You don't need to list all the ways you showed up. She knows, she remembers. But people don't leave because they forget your value. They leave because they assume you won't. Stop trying to be understood by someone who benefits from misunderstanding you. Masculine men don't beg to be heard. They speak once and that's enough. If someone doesn't get it, that's their loss. You don't chase closure. You are the closer when you go chasing clarity from someone who ghosted you, disrespected you, or replaced you. You're handing them every ounce of your power. And dark psychology makes this clear. The more you chase validation, the less you receive it. Human nature is wired to desire what's rare. And when you're always available, always explaining, always proving, you become background noise. But when you vanish without a word, you become a mystery, and mystery builds value. Stoicism teaches self-respect. You don't argue your worth, you live it. If you're misunderstood, so be it. That's not your weight to carry. So if you're done justifying your presence to people who treated it like an option, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I do not chase, I attract. Number 4. The law of indifference. Indifference isn't coldness. It's not pretending. It's not bitterness disguised as silence. It's actually not caring anymore. That's the shift. That's the moment your energy stops orbiting her world and starts returning to your own. Because when she can no longer affect how you feel, she loses all influence. And that's when the dynamic flips. Here's the truth. Attention is power. Many people know exactly how to use it. When she goes quiet, when she tests your reaction, when she plays the distance game, it's to see if she still controls your emotional state. The weak man takes the bait. He panics, he double texts, he posts cryptic messages. He tries to trigger a reaction. But the masculine man, he stays still. He doesn't flinch. He applies the law of indifference. This law is simple. If it doesn't serve your peace, it's irrelevant. You don't chase her, you don't hate her, you don't need her. That shift in energy, it's psychological warfare. Because now she's the one watching you, wondering how you let go so completely, so easily, so finally. Indifference is rooted in power. Stoicism teaches that emotions should never be ruled by anything external, not praise, not love, not rejection. When someone removes themselves from your life, you don't protest, you don't plead, you accept. That's what makes indifference so lethal. It doesn't seek revenge, it doesn't post quotes, it simply moves on without noise, without need. And here's the paradox. When you stop caring, they start noticing. When you detach, you become unpredictable, and nothing unsettles someone more than a man they thought they had, now completely out of reach. If you're done living on an emotional leash, if you're ready to master your mind, apply the law, and take back your power, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Detachment is my discipline. Number 5. Become her mirror, not her pet. Every time she pulls away and you chase, every time she disrespects you and you stay, you're not showing love, you're showing submission. You're teaching her that her behavior comes without consequence. That's not strength. That's obedience. That's what pets do. They beg, they follow, they obey. But you're not her emotional support animal. You're a man, a reflection, a mirror. A mirror doesn't chase. A mirror doesn't argue. A mirror simply reflects. She goes cold, you go colder. She disrespects, you distance, she pulls back, you vanish. Not to play games, but to show her, without a single word, that her actions have impact. This is emotional chess, not emotional chaos. Because once she realizes that disrespect leads to distance and that you're not available on demand, the entire dynamic shifts. See, lots of men confuse loyalty with submission. They think being devoted means tolerating dysfunction. They think unconditional love means unconditional access. But the masculine man doesn't reward bad behavior. He doesn't lecture. He doesn't warn. He just leaves when his standards are crossed. That's how you lead. That's how you protect your peace without ever raising your voice. Dark psychology tells us people only change when staying the same becomes uncomfortable. And your silence, your distance, your calm detachment, what creates the discomfort that leads to change? Not out of revenge, out of truth. Because once she feels the mirror, she either grows or she goes. Either way, you win. Either way, you stay in control. Stoicism is about alignment. You don't react to chaos, you respond from principle. If she's unbalanced, you don't rush to fix it. You let her feel the storm she created. And if she returns, it's not because you begged, it's because she felt the void of your absence. If you're done being loyal to dysfunction, if you're ready to reflect strength instead of chasing validation, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I match energy, not emotion. Number 6. Build your fortress. She walked away. Good. Let her go. Because in that moment she gave you something priceless: space. Space to rebuild, to reinvent, to rise. Now use that pain not to spiral but to sharpen, not to collapse but to construct. This is the moment your transformation begins. No more waiting for closure. No more checking her feed. No more wondering what if. From here on, the gym becomes your therapy. The grind becomes your escape. The silence becomes your power. Every ounce of heartbreak is fuel and you pour it into the foundation of something unshakable. Stoic men don't sit in sorrow. They build, they evolve, they outgrow. They don't vent on social media. They don't fish for sympathy. They get stronger, they get focused. They create systems, rituals, results. You don't rise from heartbreak by talking about it. You rise by becoming someone who would never break the same way again. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about proving anything to her. This is about becoming the man who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't settle for crumbs. The man who no longer needs to be chosen because he already chose himself. In dark psychology, this is called identity shift. When the pain of staying the same outweighs the fear of becoming something new, you transform. You destroy the weak, the version of yourself, and in its place you build something focused, something powerful, something unshakable. That's your fortress. And once you're in it mentally, emotionally, financially, no one gets to shake your foundation ever again. So, don't ask if she's thinking about you. Don't wait to see if she'll come back. She might, but by the time she does, the man she left behind won't exist anymore. If you're done letting heartbreak define you and ready to turn it into high ground, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I build while they disappear. Number 7. Never break no contact. The urge to reach out is real. You want to check in, see if she misses you. Maybe just say, "Hope you're doing okay." But here's the hard truth. Every time you break no contact, you reset your healing. You trade your power for a brief dopamine hit, and for what? A half-hearted reply, a breadcrumb of attention. Her silence wasn't an accident. Your silence should be a decision. No contact isn't a trick to win her back. It's not a waiting game. It's a transformation. It's the line between who you were and who you're becoming. It's you stepping out of the emotional casino, where you keep placing bets on someone who folded a long time ago. And the second you call, text, like her post, or even check her story, you're back at the table and she knows it. Dark psychology tells us this. Silence is perceived as strength. Breaking that silence signals uncertainty. It tells her she still occupies emotional space in your mind. It gives her closure. It confirms that you're still affected. But when you say nothing, when you stay silent, steady, gone, that silence starts to echo. It triggers curiosity, then doubt, then regret. Stoicism is clear. Emotions don't dictate actions. You may want to reach out. You may think there's more to say. But that's the emotional mind talking. The disciplined man, the stoic man, understands that real strength is in restraint, not in reaching. She walked out. Let her live with that. Let her wonder what it's like to lose a man who never begged to be kept. Because the longer your silence lasts, the louder your value becomes. And when she finally realizes what she let go of, you'll be too far gone to care. If you're done giving second chances to people who took you for granted, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My silence speaks louder than closure. Number 8. Let her sit with her decision. She made a choice. Whether she ghosted, drifted, or replaced You overnight. It wasn't an accident. It was a decision. And now, it's hers to live with. Don't carry that burden for her. Don't reach out to comfort someone who created the silence in the first place. Let her sit in it. Let her feel what it's like to lose a man who would have done anything until he woke up. This is where most men fail. They confuse strength with self-sacrifice. They think being the bigger person means staying emotionally available just in case she changes her mind. But that's not strength. That's self-betrayal, because the moment you go back, you erase the lesson, you reward the behavior, you send the message, you can hurt me and I'll still be here. And that's how you stay stuck in a cycle you were meant to break. You want the power dynamic to shift. Don't beg for her to rethink her decision. Just make sure she feels it. Let her experience the absence of your energy, the silence, the calls that don't come, the loyalty she lost, the man she took for granted now completely detached. That's where regret begins. Not because you tried to convince her, but because you did. And single quotes T. Dark psychology tells us this. People don't value what's always available. They value what they have to earn. And the moment you stop trying to soften the blow of her own choice is the moment she starts to feel it. Stoicism reminds us, we control ourselves, not others. Her decision is hers. You don't owe her relief from the consequences. You don't owe her comfort for walking away. Let her carry it. Let her miss you in silence. Let her live with what she chose. If you're done carrying the weight of someone else's actions and ready to let them face the silence they created, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I owe no comfort to those who left. Number 9. They always come back, but you're already gone. They always come back. Maybe it's after a few weeks, maybe months, sometimes even years, but they return. Why? Because the silence got too loud. The new guy didn't hit the same, and suddenly, the presence they once overlooked becomes the standard they can't replace. That message shows up. Hey stranger, I've been thinking about you. For most men, that's all it takes. They drop everything. They rush back. They think it means redemption. It doesn't. It means you're being tested. But the man who's leveled up, he doesn't flinch. Because by the time she comes back, the version of you she knew is gone, rebuilt, reforged, detached. You don't respond out of bitterness. You don't respond at all because you've outgrown the chapter. This isn't revenge. It's not ego. It's discipline. Dark psychology explains it simply. People chase what they can't predict. They regret what they can't reach. When you remain silent, when you don't offer that emotional in, you become the one that got away. Go from being an X to being a lesson, and that silence, it hits different when it's permanent. Stoicism teaches us to move forward without resentment. You don't block out of spite. You don't ghost in anger. You evolve. You walk away with peace, not because she asked for it, but because you stopped needing it. So when that text finally comes, I miss us, you don't need to reply. You already did. With your silence, with your growth, with your life moving forward, while hers is stuck replaying what she lost. If you're done waiting for someone to return and ready to be the man who moved on first, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I don't go back to what I had to heal from. Number 10. Disappear like a god. When a man truly disappears, not to punish, not to play games, but because he's finished, it creates a silence no apology can fill. This isn't about ghosting, it's about elevation. A masculine man doesn't vanish out of spite. He vanishes to protect his peace, to reclaim the energy he gave too freely, to rise above the noise. When you disappear like a god, you don't slam the door. You walk through it quietly, with dignity, with no need to look back. You stop posting to be seen, stop texting to feel needed. You stop orbiting her world and start building your own. No show, no performance, just progress. And that absence, it becomes legendary because now you exist only in her memory. In her regrets, in the quiet shadow of what she let go. Dark psychology proves it. Presence is comforting. Absence is unsettling. When she can't access you, no messages, no updates, no breadcrumbs. Her mind starts doing the work. She rewrites the story. She fills in the gaps. She starts to question, did I misread everything? Did I lose something irreplaceable? And the harder she tries to figure it out, the more powerful you become. Stoicism teaches us this. The highest power is self-control. You don't disappear out of fear. You disappear out of strength. Not to hide, but because the man she once had access to no longer exists. You've elevated. You've transcended. This is the final move. The clean break. The quiet exit. The graceful goodbye she never saw coming. And when she looks back, because she won't just realize she lost a man, she'll realize she lost a kingdom. if you're ready to disappear from spaces where you're no longer valued, if you're ready to disappear like a god, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My absence is my legacy. And remember, masculine men don't chase, they disappear stoically, silently, for good.